Before time began, there was eBay.
Oh my God.
I am coming. Bumblebee, stop lubricating the mag.
Welcome to Brick Wall Cinema, everyone. And today we're talking about the 2007 Transformers movie. It's directed by Michael Bay. And also we have a guest today. We got Donny on here. Say hi, Donny.
Is it not picking it up?
Oh, now I heard that now.
Oh yeah.
I think you should leave your mic on so that we can actually hear you.
But let's go over the basic info. It's rated PG-13, directed by Michael Bay, released in theaters July 2nd, 2007. And with the runtime of 2 hours and 23 minutes and a budget of $150 million, with a worldwide gross of over $700 million. That's easy to say. This was a huge hit.
Makes sense when they made a whole franchise out of it.
Yeah. And here's a synopsis. An ancient struggle between two Cybertronian races, the heroic Autobots and the evil Decepticons, comes to Earth with a clue to the ultimate power held by a teenager. All right, so we're going to go over all 5 Transformers movies and the other ones if time permitting. But we're going to start off with the first one. And I want to know, what are you guys' introduction to the Transformers franchise? Or just in Transformers? What was your guys' introduction?
I think it was first toys.
Really?
I can't remember which toy it was, but I think toys were my first introduction to Transformers. Probably seeing them somewhere in like Target or something.
Do you like what kind of toys? Or like what generation?
I do not know. I don't know Transformers like that, but it's like the figures that you can like actually like bend and transform into like a car with a robot form.
That's
almost all.
Yeah.
That's all of them.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, the only ones that don't are the really cheap ones from McDonald's back in the day.
Oh, that was probably it. The Happy Meal ones.
Yeah.
I remember my introduction was the movies, the first 2. These 2 movies were always on a repeat in my house. And even outside of that, it's gotten to the point where I couldn't tell what movies were which, what happens in which movie. Like before we were recording, me and Donnie were talking about how we couldn't tell what scenes were in which movie. Because I could have sworn that there was a part where their mom ate a pot brownie, but turns out that was in the second movie.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah,
me neither. There's like scenes where it's like very vivid, and then there's scenes where I don't remember this at all.
Yeah,
I think that's Michael Bay's style, though. You can see that in most of his movies, like he does very clear shots, but then when it gets into action, he does very messy and kind of abstract shots to try and give sort of the audience their own imagination of what's happening right now.
Right.
Actually, my introduction was this movie, the very first one. I remember seeing it in theaters.
Really?
Yeah. It was a long time ago, and it was like after it already came out. So when I first saw it, I thought like, wow, cool robots fighting each other in the city. That's my first thought when I was a kid. And when I first saw them transform, I was like, that's so cool. I never would have thought of this. So as the franchise grew, so did my admiration for it.
It's starting to come back to me now. I remember going to the movies to see the first movie, but then once we got there, my parents put me in the play center. Like they had at the theater I went to there was a Harkins near my house where you can just drop off your kids inside of a play center with some PlayStation 2s, a movie running in the background, some cold popcorn while they go have a fun time at the movie. You guys ever familiar with that one?
No, I've told you this before when we went to the same theater that I have no memories of going to somewhere that cool. My family couldn't even afford a console. What makes you think that they would drop me off at the theater at a playground with a PS2 during that time?
Well, because you might want to go see Why Did I Get Married and couldn't have the kids in there because it's not kid appropriate.
Chance, I just told you that my family couldn't even afford like the old console. So what makes you think they could actually afford to go to the movies and drop me off at a play center?
The play center was in the theater. It was free.
Exactly.
Oh.
But they couldn't afford to go over there and buy a movie and then just let me stay in the play center.
Oh. Well, look at you now, Sergio. You got a PS4. You can play any game you want. And eat all the cold popcorn and watch any Disney movie you want.
Actually, I can't anymore.
Because you don't have Disney Plus?
No, because I'm saving up to buy it.
Alrighty then.
Okay. let's see.
All right, so what do we want to talk about first in this movie?
Oh, I want to talk about the background for this movie before it came out, because there's a lot to talk about with that. So when the movie came out, people were very worried and pissed because there's a leaked image of what the Decepticon will look like Megatron looked like, and people got pissed. They're like, that doesn't look like the cartoon at all, even though it's supposed to be a live action version of it. And a lot of stuff went to the production of this movie to the point where it kind of the stuff that people don't like about this movie sometimes makes sense when you think about it. Like with this movie, people say it's hard to tell who the Decepticons or who the Autobots are because they all look like jumbled up messes.
True,
But
I can see that.
yeah, but then again, once you see the cartoon, they're all wearing different colors. Like the Decepticons are usually wearing gray and purple or darker colors like that, and the Autobots are wearing brighter colors. And so, in order to differentiate that in the movie, they had the Decepticons act more alien and have mainly gray features and gray colors, and be more military weapons, and the Autobots be more commercial vehicles like cars and motorcycles and trucks. And I think
I noticed that a lot. Like, I believe, and as the franchise has grown, and I've seen more stuff in media, I noticed that in the canon universe of the Transformers, a lot of the Decepticons are aerial, whereas most of the Autobots are more terrain.
That's how it is in the cartoon too.
Yeah, I noticed that too. They explained it in some of the installments, but in other ones, I never really understood why it is that none of the Autobots actually were aerial, and why none of the Decepticons were terrain in any way.
But then again, they broke the rule kind of because they had a police vehicle, but yet most of them were mainly aerial.
Yeah,
Like with the police car. That was Barricade, I think his name was.
Barricade, yes. I believe that was just so that he could be a spy within the ranks, because how Blackouts, the helicopter, was transformed into a helicopter in order to infiltrate a military base and steal information.
Yeah.
I believe that Barricade transformed into a car just for that one part, because of the fact that, well, he wasn't really as much of a warrior as the other ones. He seemed more like a informant involved in communications. As I grow older, I realized that.
Yeah. And also another controversy was like how they said executive producer Steven Spielberg. People thinking, oh my God, it's going to be a Spielberg movie. This is going to be so wholesome and nice. It's gonna be E.T.
I mean, I can kind of see that, but based on the trailers we've seen, it reminds me more of a fusion between the Iron Giant and Alien.
Honestly, the Iron Giant comparisons could only end with a boy and a robot alien. That's it, because everything else is hardcore guns, violence, war, military, everything. Everything the Iron Giant wasn't.
Well, the military did show up in there. There was a huge fight, but yeah, I get what you mean.
This one was glorifying violence. The Iron Giant was trying to was mainly more about how guns can kill and don't want to be a gun. Like, we just did an episode about this. And also, heads up, Sergio, after we're done talking about this, remind me that we need to record like a warning before the Iron Giant episode.
Why?
Because, Donnie, you didn't know, but we got really pissed off at each other while talking about that movie. And
Iron Giant, really?
Yes. And it was honestly kind of uncomfortable. I started adding like some sound effects in between the arguments to make it seem less awkward.
Wait, you did?
Yes.
You didn't tell me about this.
That's a decision. That's a choice for sure.
Yeah, because he's like, Chance, you like I say, I'm getting mad at him because he's not answering. He's answering one as a question. It's like, I like how they went deeply about the story about how like this and like, you like that, Sergio? Like, yes. Well, I need you to expand on this, Sergio.
I'm not sure what I can. Like I said in that episode, there's not much to expand on because most of the story is face value.
Yeah, no, because look, I'll put up a clip of this. You don't believe me? Look at this.
No, I believe you. You're right with that. I'm just saying, like, I wasn't sure what to add into that conversation that we weren't already expanding upon. That's why I had a hard time actually responding to you.
Yeah, this is it right here. Enjoy, guys.
Wait, why are you including this in part of the recording?
Because it's interesting. It's entertaining. Because I know some people might not even watch this episode without knowing that. So if people are going to go back and say, oh, really? I want to hear what they're like in that episode.
So why not just let them go back to the episode?
Because what are the chances some other people are going to go to another episode of this if they don't like the first episode?
The fact that you mentioned it actually increases that odds.
Also, do you know that was a reference to something? That was a reference to the actor's previous work. So you gotta respond to something, man. I can't talk to myself here.
Chance, you're speaking about things I know nothing about. I've already told you.
Okay, tell me if you don't understand, because I'm getting frustrated when I'm trying to explain to you. You're not answering at all. It's just silence. Say something. It's a podcast. I don't know. I don't see you. They don't see you.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
Hello?
You're not going to talk about the recent the actors of the work, or what?
I am, but you're not. You need to tee me in here, man. You got to help me get through it.
I already said that. I don't know what you're talking about, so I thought you were going to talk about it.
Remember Happy Gilmore?
No.
Okay, so
wait, hang on. Is the actor who plays Kent Mansley honestly, I don't even know what his name is.
His name is Shooter McGavin.
Oh, so he's the asshole.
A few moments later.
You mean we're all going to die, Mansley, for our...
Are you playing out the entire scene?
No! F*** you! Fine. What else do we want to talk about? Let's talk about the characters then. What do you think of... You're getting on my nerves. No, F*** you! I got really f***ing pissed at you.
Well, because I was confused on where it is you're going, because you kept getting so heated that you kept forgetting where you were.
Yeah, but you weren't answering either, so it's frustrating on that too.
Because I know if I answered, you're just going to get more frustrated and just curse.
Bottom line is we got really heated in the episode, and remind me to talk to you so we can do a disclaimer before the episode gets released. Anyway, back to
this.
Huh?
Instead of the sound effects, you should just put the instrumental of "We Cry Together" in the background.
What's that?
Very fitting. You never heard that song, the Kendrick Lamar song, where they just released?
No. I will put it in.
Wait.
It's a trip.
I honestly thought, Chance, you would have listened to Kendrick Lamar.
I do, but I don't know that song by heart. I might know if I hear it, but even if I put it into the episode, I might get copyright claimed.
Yeah, that's what I was about to follow up with. I just wanted to do a funny joke.
Yeah. But yeah, so, okay, where were we? We're talking about Iron Giant, and then now we're talking about Transformers. So, well, yeah, with Transformers, Spielberg, his only role in the movie is executive producer, which means that he gets to choose some things he likes or doesn't like in the movie. He basically said...
So he has some influence on what shots get taken into the final cut.
Probably, but it looks like he has nothing, but his role is that he might have just gave, like, he's like, hey, I like the Michael Bay guy. Let's get him to direct it. I don't want to do it. That could have been the extent to his work, his ideas. His other significant part of the movie is him saying, make it focused on Bumblebee and Sam, like the boy and his alien robot type thing. That was his idea.
All right. Wait, did Steven Spielberg, did he make the Bumblebee movie?
No, that was Travis Knight, the director of Koopa and the Two Strings and the creator of Laika Studios.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, like, in that movie, they focused more on Bumblebee and his relationship with the human girl. So I thought that maybe his idea might translate it over to that. Yeah, and honestly, I guess that might be a good way to transition to our favorite Transformers, or just let's talk about the Transformers then. What do you? Who's your guys' favorite Transformer? When I first watched this, and it remains to this day, my favorite has always been Bumblebee's.
Same here.
Yeah, me too. Okay, crap. That's not okay. That's not. I thought it'd be more.
It's cool and all, but they don't really explore too much of him in this movie, besides him just being like this really wise leader. But we spend most of our time with Bumblebee, and we see him do all this cool stuff. So I think it's a bias that we pretty much grew up liking Bumblebee. With Optimus Prime, I like the fact that there's scenes in here where he's like very dedicated to helping out humans and is really caring about humans and worried about human safety. But then we get to like the fourth and fifth movie where he's like, the first thing he does after he wakes up after a long time saying, I'll kill you all. I'll kill all humans. Like that, he gets really angry towards humans, understandably so. But still, it's actually really funny, like how much he's like, we don't want to hurt the humans. If you want us to leave, we'll leave. Like, I like that about him. It's actually kind of funny. It is funny, but once you see all the movies and the timeline, you pretty much understand why this whole transformation from that to this gets like played out in that way. Yeah, even to the point where in Rise of the Beast, which takes place in the 90s before all this, wait, it's not canon anymore. I forgot. Wait, the Beast ones, it's not a canon? Yeah, because remember in Bumblebee, he's not even on Earth yet. But then on Rise of the Beast, he's on Earth. Actually, at the end of Bumblebee, he is on Earth. Yeah. I mean, he lands on Earth at the end of Bumblebee. Okay. But in Transformers 2007,
he just lands, and we see naked Optimus Prime.
I'm not sure if they're really naked because they don't really have clothes or anything like that.
Well, by that I mean no skin.
They do have skin. It's just that it's not transformed.
By that I mean no colors.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you need to clarify that because if you say naked, people are just going to think that it's just them without any clothes. I get that people are used to this version where he has sporting the red and blue. Actually, I remember there was a director's note. Michael Bay said that the reason why they had him sporting the red and blue flames on the truck instead of like just a red, it was because it was hard to do that with the CGI. So they transformed it into like red flames with blue color.
Yeah, you're sort of right, Sergio. They mainly did it because it's hard to capture red on camera, like red cars on camera with red paint. Was it blue flames or red flames?
It was red flames with just like the whole truck was painted blue, and then they had put it on red flames.
Okay, yeah, so that's why.
That's what I remember.
Yeah, it was just a camera issue. That's why.
Mm.
But also, let's talk about the characters. What do you think about Sam?
To be honest, Sam is the most realistic character in this whole thing.
Sam's the one played by Shia LaBeouf, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yes.
Okay, just check. I'm bad for names.
I don't know. I can't. It's hard for me to agree with you. I sort of understand what you're saying, but it's hard for me to agree with you that Shia LaBeouf's the most down to earth person in the movie.
No, not down to earth. Just the most realistic character. Like what he does and how he behaves is understandable considering the circumstances that take place in the movie. Like I can totally see like a normal person doing this, so he feels like the most real character. I guess not like down to earth, just the most real.
Okay, I can get with that. Because every time I think of Shia LaBeouf, I think of him eating people and going crazy.
Oh yeah, that song called Shia LaBeouf Cannibal, right? Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
I remember that song.
You know about that, Donny?
I saw the music video.
I never understood where that came from. I just heard it one time from this one YouTuber, and I was like, is this who is this? And then I actually looked him up, and I was like, oh, okay, I understand now who he is. But I never understood where the meme of him being a cannibal came from.
He's just crazy, man.
No, I know he was crazy. I especially remember like during this movie, the making of this movie, he was actually going through a very hard time, and as his fame grew, so did his mental state. Actually, like didn't really improve that much. Until after a good amount of time in rehab, like he was able to clean himself up, but he hasn't been able to be in the film industry in a long time.
I actually have some footage of him too, actually.
I'm never gonna give you the old spark. I feel like a fruitcake saying that, Mike.
Is he talking to Michael Bay?
Yes.
Okay, that is awesome.
I want to say awesome.
No, I just love seeing like how actors like when bloopers they just are saying like they're saying like this most random shit, and it's just so funny to see. I'm like, you know what? If I was an actor and I was doing crazy stuff like this, I'd probably say the same thing.
It just, oh my god, this is so weird. Even the whole scene, I don't know. Okay, so even the whole scene with him getting the car, getting Bumblebee, I think it's one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Oh yeah,
because at the car dealership.
Yes, because we got Bernie Mac in this, which I keep on forgetting he's in this movie, and I love Bernie Mac. And we also got the iconic line: "The car doesn't pick the driver." I mean, no, the driver doesn't pick the car picks the driver. And also the reference to the old TV show. I'll be more specific. So, did you notice the car that was next to Bumblebee?
Oh yeah, the punch buggy.
Yeah, that was a car that
I call it a punch buggy, but I don't know the actual thing because I just know that everyone calls those kinds of cars, those models, punch buggies.
It's a Volkswagen Beetle.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so that was the original transformation car that Bumblebee had in the cartoon.
Was that because that was the model during the time, or it was just because like it was a play on his name called Bumblebee?
I'm not sure, honestly.
Because I remember seeing that car in the Bumblebee movie, the one with the solo Bumblebee. And I was just thinking, like, was it just more convenient, or was it the fact that it was a play on his name?
I think it's just an iconic looking car. That's why. Because it's been out way before the show came out. And the only reason why they didn't have him in this movie was, one, because they don't think it looks cool. Two, they didn't want to get confused with Herbie.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense because I remember I saw Herbie before Transformers, and I think it became iconic with that type of car.
Well, okay, Sergio.
Well, during the time.
No, because back then in the 60s, it was Herbie movies.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh,
that Herbie became synergized, like it got connected to that kind of car. So if they tried to use it here, everyone would just be thinking Herbie.
right. Which I get now. And it's time went by, kids don't even know who Herbie is. But back when we were kids, we had Herbie Fully Loaded come out recently with Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, yeah.
Also, even with the whole scene with them buying the car for the first time, there's a lot of racist stuff in it, and that one small scene too.
Oh, can you explain it to me? Because I honestly don't see it. Because this was kind of my experience when I went to a dealership.
Bernie Mac calling his mommy Mammy.
My jaw was on the floor that whole scene. I did not remember that part of the movie, and I was
You
like,
don't?
I didn't. I haven't seen this movie since I was in like the single digits or something. It was a long time ago, so I did not remember this scene at all.
Yeah, look.
Especially not in front of my mammy. That's my mammy. Hey, mammy!
He said 3 times in a row.
I'm actually curious. You guys say that's kind of racist, but I'm curious. Did he come up with that line? Because I know that some actors, they like to ad-lib their lines. Or was this part of the script?
I don't think he improvised that, but I think what he improvised was after he said all that. Listen.
Oh, don't be like that. If I had a rock, I'll bust your head.
That I think he improvised.
I'm curious. Usually when like these stereotypical lines come up and you guys say they're kind of racist, I often question if it's so controversial or stereotypical to say these lines, who the hell comes up with them?
It's Michael Bay, man. We just went through all the Bad Boys movies, 1 and 2. And there's a lot of racist stuff in those movies too.
What's specifically racist about them? Because I don't think. Wait, did we talk about that in those episodes?
Yeah, we kind of did. With the second movie, the villain was a white guy acting like a Cuban. You don't remember that?
No, I remember that, but I remember saying that there are white people in Cuba, though.
Okay, I'll rephrase it. There's a lot more stereotypes in Michael Bay movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember mostly his ambulance movie, and it's just that I'm not sure if these stereotypes are just played because of the area that they're in, because this is in LA, is it? Or is it New York?
That's the thing. I always got confused by that because I know the third one takes place in Chicago. I don't know if this one does either, but I know that they're watching CBS 2, which is in LA. So I can't tell.
I also remember that a lot of his movies take place in areas where actually these stereotypes are actually kind of true. Like I see people like this over by where I live, especially with my dad. Like I used to see people like this sometimes, so it didn't really strike me as like stereotypical or racist.
Well, that's how I thought. What do you think about it, Sergio? I mean, Donnie?
Oh, what?
Like the stereotypes.
Do you think the stereotypes are actually valid, or do you think that they're an exaggeration of the actual stereotype?
Man, I'm not the one to ask about stuff like that. But like,
Well, then,
I mean,
Okay, you don't need to do it if you don't want to, Donnie. If you don't want to, you don't need to.
I mean, he's like, it's like, ooh.
MMA.
Okay.
Okay, what about this then? There's two. Okay, so Sergio, get this. The first two Mexican people you see in the movie, they're both made fun of for speaking Spanish.
Yeah, I've seen people do that.
But the first two, Sergio, the first joke in the movie is Tyrese Gibson mocking him saying English, please.
Yes, I've seen that.
I've seen it too, but that's the first part. That's the first opening to your Transformers movie. I don't know. But then even right here, when he gets when he calls his coworker out, like,
Mary! What? What is this? It's cars. Check it out. I don't know, boss. I've never seen it. That's loco. Don't go Ricky Ricardo on me, man.
Who's Ricky Ricardo?
He's from I Love Lucy. That's Lucy's Cuban husband. He plays it.
I never saw that, so I'm not really sure.
Oh no, it's definitely there because he has an accent and everything in that show.
I have no doubt about that because I know that you've seen this kind of stuff, so I'm pretty sure that you should know this. But I've just never heard any of these references they make in this movie because they make a reference to a lot of stuff before I was born, so I never got the chance to see any of the any things they reference here.
Yeah, this is it.
But I have seen people actually act this way over here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, you get it. Okay, I don't even know why I showed it to you because it's kind of self-obvious.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people like us who speak Spanish. They often when we get angry, we usually speak like that. And gets convoluted. I see my mom speak like that, but that's about it.
Well, I guess
I don't think it's like racist.
Yeah, I think it's more like just the fact that the first two Spanish-speaking people in the movie are treated with disrespect.
they're not really treated with disrespect. That's how you kind of like for the military. That's how you just kind of do it with like the brotherhood. You kind of make fun of each other. They're not doing it to just they're not doing it just specifically to the guy speaking Spanish. They do it to each other because you saw like how the main officer guy, how you said like he wanted to go back to see his little girl. They were all like, "Oh, that's so sweet." They were making fun of him for that. Yeah. So it's not just him. Oh, I get what you guys are saying, but it wasn't just specifically towards those people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're like side characters.
One-offs.
Yeah, they're like one-offs. Like I'm not looking for the best representation in Michael Bay side character.
But yeah, I'm still Bernie Mac. You know, this is actually Bernie Mac's last role before he passed away.
Really?
Yeah. That got me really sad knowing that. I'm like, I want him back for the other movies, but I'm like, oh. So
what did he die from, by the way?
I don't remember. Let me see.
It was the aliens, man.
Sergio, don't even play. He actually is dead.
It was the aliens.
Shut up. No.
Got caught in the crossfire, man. Just look it up and tell us what it actually does.
Condition, isn't it? No.
So he died of a heart condition.
Oh, okay.
No, I thought it was lungs.
Oh, he died of a lung and lymph. Wait, he died of...
Yeah, attacks lungs and lymph nodes too.
Anyway, back to...
All right, so what do you guys want to talk about next?
So we still have to talk about the characters still. We haven't talked about Michaela.
Michaela, well, she doesn't really have much besides the fact that she has a criminal background and the fact that she helps out little in the final battle. Other than that, she's just the main love interest of Sam, so that's about it.
Yeah, I thought that too, but then I thought it was weird when I realized that she's in a lot of the movie, but she doesn't really do anything except piss off Bumblebee.
She doesn't really piss off Bumblebee though.
Yeah, she does. She's like, what are you like? If he can turn into any car, why did he turn to this busted ass Camaro? And he's like, you know what? Get out the car, get out! And it starts driving away.
Yeah, he kicks him out to like change his form though.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like all that really does is just get the cool, like, oh, look at this cool car he looks like now.
That's honestly one of my favorite scenes.
I think it's one of my favorite scenes too. Maybe actually that might be a good way to transition to our favorite scenes. What are your guys' favorite scenes?
All right, who wants to start though? Because Chance, every time you say that and there's more than one person here, I get the feeling like I get confused who you're talking to.
Okay, so
yeah,
Donny,
like I don't want to interrupt anyone.
Donny, what's your favorite scenes?
Oh man, now I gotta remember all the scenes in the movie. Ooh, there's so much.
I like the tilted scene where he throws himself against a building.
What?
There's a bunch of tilted scenes where tilted camera shots where all the Transformers are getting thrown against buildings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally like a good third of the movie.
Like I remember as a kid, all the action scenes used to just be my favorite, and I hate whenever like it cut to like the more like slowed down scenes where it's just people talking because I'm like, oh, I'm here for Transformers. I want to see the Transformers fight. But like now that I'm growing up, I like they're a little more entertaining. But it's like, I know this isn't like favorite scene stuff, but just like, man, I really sat there listening to this guy talk to his parents, and his mom is like, you weren't masturbating in here, were you?
Oh my God.
And the parents are like, oh,
yeah,
no, you can't. That. It's a father and son thing. Only we can talk about that.
Those parents got on my last nerves. I can't stand those characters.
I remember my favorite scenes. It had to be when they were all in the yard and they were just absolutely destroying the yard.
Yeah.
The scene where they catch like the Section 7 people or whatever they're called, and then Optimus Prime is like, Bumblebee, stop lubricating on the man.
Okay.
That was actually really fun.
After all these years and seeing the background, seeing the behind the scenes of how that happened, I just find it so funny because at first I just thought like it was just Bumblebee and I just thought it was funny. Then I can see Michael Bay just like directing to shoot it towards the guy and then just spraying him with a hose.
Oh, yeah. This is the scene where you get pissed on by a giant robot.
I just like to think that he had no idea that was gonna happen. So when he actually feels it happening, he's like, "Oh, what the."
Okay, I need you to freeze like you're about to get shot at. Okay, 3, 2, 1. What the?
By the way, I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but during this scene that we were seeing right here, just as context, we seen the soldiers run away from the Scorpion Transformer. This actually interesting behind the scenes fact about that is that the pyrotechnics team told the actors that these are experimental pyrotechnics and that they were actually in danger. So when they actually started rolling, that is actual fear of them running from the explosives.
That's wild.
You can't
does
do
does
that.
not break a contract or something?
No, the thing is, like, they didn't actually use. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but they didn't actually use experimental pyrotechnics. They just told them that they were using like a sort of dangerous explosion to make the effects. So just to get like a genuine reaction out of them. But I'm not sure if it's true or not.
That can't be
it sounds
true. That's
wild that they,
gotta be illegal.
told, hey man, you're like a stunt actor. We don't pay you too much. By the way, you might actually just get blown up if you don't do your job right. So
you guys don't start running, you guys gonna get blown up. So that is genuine fear on their faces as they're running.
Yeah, I don't know if that's real, Sergio. That can't be real.
No, I'm telling you, that was a fact that they told them that. I don't know if it was actually real that they actually use experimental pyrotechnics or not.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
but
the
it's
thing.
the fact, like, if you're like an actor and you're told, hey, we might actually blow you up in this scene.
Yeah, like,
it's crazy that they still go through it. I know like stunt people are crazy.
Yeah, but like even Tyrese, I know he paid the producers to be in this movie. So him knowing that he's gonna be in this movie, but then next about to get shot at or get have explosives near him, like that sounds like hell.
Oh wait, Tyrese, that's the guy who plays Roman in the Fast and Furious movies, right?
Yeah, he's left cheek.
Oh, to be honest, this is where I remember him most in any of his films. This is what I remember most about him when he's in the fighting scene. He says the cheek. That's what I remember most. And to be honest, this is my favorite performance by him.
Out of all of the Fast and Furious movies and Baby Boy and Four Brothers.
Four Brothers was pretty cool, but I rank this above that because this is where I feel like his energy is most appropriate. And I just like seeing him like not only be like really funny, but also very serious in this action-packed movie.
Dude, he's barely in the movie.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I still like seeing him because he brings a little energy into the movie in every scene he's in.
It sounds like you just like him in small doses.
I think I do because when I see him in the Fast and Furious films, even though he's there for a majority of the film, it just feels like that he's constantly complaining about something, then he's just going through with it, which I guess is true to his character. But I just like this part where it shows him why he's in it and actually appropriately showing why he has this kind of reaction. Because like I said, how Shia LaBeouf's character Sam, how he's panicking a lot, but also does this crazy stuff. It's understandable why they do this because, well, this is a crazy situation.
Well, yeah, it's crazy, but like honestly, Tyrese's character could be taken out of the whole movie and nothing will change.
I wouldn't enjoy it as much.
The only thing he does in this movie is have a phone in his back pocket, in his left cheek pocket.
Well, he does take a picture of the first Transformer and actually tries to get it back to home base. That's how they find out who the Transformers are.
Okay, so he does two things in the whole movie. But also, okay, what other characters? Oh yeah, also I want to bring up that scene of them at the house, like the Transformers sneaking around the house, because it also has two of my favorite things in the whole movie. Is like they're small things, but it's Optimus Prime saying, "Hey," like he's getting impatient talking to Sam, saying, "Where's the glasses?
Where's the glasses?
I'm looking. Just give me a second." And he's like, "Okay, just calm down." he's like a frustrated grandpa. He's like, "Were you trying to get mad?" He's like, "Oh, it's okay. Just take your time. Your mom will be here any minute. No, just calm down."
You know, that actually makes sense considering like this takes a good amount away from the origins of this Transformers. So when you actually look back and see how old he actually is, I was surprised when I first found out about it. It actually makes sense on why he has this kind of reaction.
Yeah, and also the what's it called? Them hitting the street lights, not the street lights, the street wires,
the electrical. Yeah,
no, the dad's like
the Transformers.
The dad screams out, "We gotta bust a Transformer!"
I thought that was that too. And also, I wanted to mention that I understand why people were kind of iffy about, kind of like a bit frustrated and confused about this movie because, like I said before, this was my first introduction to the Transformers, so I thought that these were the original designs for it. But when I actually went back and looked at the original designs, I was like, oh, that makes sense why so many people had divided opinions about this, because the Transformers in here, while true, they look more realistic and more alien-like, it also doesn't really pay that much attention to the original designs from the cartoons.
Yeah, and like even the effects, I don't know, I got used to it because, again, this is my first introduction to Transformers. So if I see the first thing I think of with Transformers is this, but the other version, like the cartoon, is very simple, obviously because it's a smaller budget, clearly a huge, wildly smaller budget for a Saturday morning cartoon show supporting just advertising a toy line. And it's just honestly really cool seeing them pull like I'm just wondering how they pictured like how they thought about this movie, because when people think of Michael Bay's Transformers before this movie came out, I'm guessing they're thinking of something like Bad Boys 2 or Armageddon, whereas like 2000
Right?
yeah, because Michael Bay has a certain look to his 2000s action movies, not any other decade, but with the Bad Boys 2 and Transformers 1, they look like they're sort of in the same universe, even though it came like 4 years before Transformers. By the way, they're shot.
I could see that. What were you talking about? You were talking about like how you thought it was so cool about the effects that they used for transformations and how they were different from the cartoons.
Yeah, because like I remember they used one of the sound effects for when they transform in the beginning of the movie. Did you catch?
Oh yeah,
that?
I remember. Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah, and they also altered the storyline from the cartoon for this movie, because initially Michael Bay didn't even want to do a Transformers movie, mainly because he thought of it just as a dumb kid's toy. But once he realized, hey, they actually have a story, he's like, oh, bet? Really? Okay, I'll make it.
Now he's a changed man. He was talking about not doing kid stuff, and now he's talking about a Skibidi movie.
Yeah, and he did 5 of these. He was supposed to stop at 3. They've gone back for 2 more. How did that happen?
To be honest, I think it's just because of the huge budget and the fact that he gets to play around with a bunch of stuff that he didn't get to play around with before.
But he did, though. He got to play around with a bunch of money.
No, that's what I mean. Like he got the chance to actually play with the budget. And to be honest, this movie's actually put him on the map for a lot of people, because a lot of people really did enjoy the first 3 movies.
Well, he's been a name before this, too. He had Armageddon, which was a huge hit, The Rock, Bad Boys 1 and 2.
No, that's what I mean. Like he had his success, sure, but this one put him like in a lot of people's like minds when they think of action movies, because as I said before, this is my first introduction to Transformers. So when I think of Transformers, I immediately think of Michael Bay.
Yeah, and even with the first 2 movies, I think I mentioned it earlier in this episode, but I had both on DVD, and also this you couldn't escape this movie. Everywhere you went, people were talking about these first 2 movies. If you went to a Best Buy or any store that had TVs displayed, they'll show off the scene of them fighting in downtown. And
oh yeah,
every single shot.
To be honest, those were some pretty good scenes, and they did have some pretty good visuals, so it makes sense why they were put into that.
Or, you know what? They actually show more of the menu, the DVD menu, since they couldn't reload the movie. You see more of the DVD menu when you walk past it on TVs. That's my memory of it. And because this movie has really good, this movie was nominated for 3 Oscars when it came out.
That makes sense.
Can you guess for which ones?
For visual effects, special effects?
Yeah, that's one.
Okay, for best animated, for best picture or something like that.
Sergio,
I'm trying to think of CGI related, visual related.
Best picture.
Best picture.
You said best picture.
Is that it?
No.
What is it?
It was best achievement in sound mixing and best sound editing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, best picture. Donny, can you believe this guy?
He has his microphone off.
Oh.
He turned it off.
Oh.
Sorry, I was eating.
Oh.
All right, my bad.
Sergio thought that Transformers 1 was nominated for best picture.
Well, nominated? I wouldn't be surprised.
Really?
Because it's like a nomination. It was a big movie. I don't know how. I don't follow up with all the film awards, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. It lost visual effects to Golden Compass. Best achievement sound editing, it lost to Bourne Ultimatum, and for sound mixing, it lost to Bourne Ultimatum too. So yeah, I don't think the Academy knows the difference between sound editing and sound mixing, because they always put the same movies in both of them. But back to Transformers.
I think we're gonna have to define that later, because even I get confused by that.
Yeah, but this is not the time. We're talking about Transformers. God damn it, we're not supposed to talk about awards. What is this? So my favorite. I didn't even mention my favorite scene. I guess this is when Sam and Michaela meet Bumblebee. I like that scene a lot.
Wait, which one? Which one are you talking about?
It was when they actually found out that he was real.
Oh, when he first transforms?
Yeah.
Okay, so Bumblebee's first transformation. Okay.
And when we meet Glenn at the house, that was Anthony Anderson's character.
I feel like he was a bit over the top in like the kind of the character, though. I'm not saying like his performance was over the top. I liked his performance. I'm just saying like his character acted overly douchey.
Anthony Anderson?
No, the character he played, he acted overly douchey. Like this, like everything he did, it just felt like so threatening. I'm not sure if that was the point, but I think it just went over the top in that.
Okay, we're not talking about the same person here.
Oh, wait, hang on. Who are you talking about?
Shut up, Grandma!
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the agent.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about.
Yeah, you gotta be more specific with that because I don't remember all their names.
There's
a lot of actors that actually come up in this.
Yeah, what do you think of him, Donnie?
It was fun to watch.
I keep forgetting he was in this movie too. Like a lot of people, I just forgot were in this movie.
Yeah, I thought the prune juice joke was in a different movie.
Shut up, Grandpa!
That whole FBI scene I thought was later.
That was hilarious, though.
Yeah, that was funny.
I love that FBI scene has been played in all kinds of. It has been memes to death because I've seen it in all kinds of places.
Oh yeah, we got some good memes out of this movie.
I love the part. I've always questioned why is it that he runs through glass? And
I just start running to the
pool. I remember as a kid, I would rewind the DVD just to watch the whole FBI raid all over again. And my favorite part was just him running through the glass.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of that back in the early 2000s when they had DVDs, they used to show before the movie started, it had the privacy warning, don't copy this movie. Damn, you wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't steal a house. You wouldn't steal a woman's purse. And you know why? Because this will happen to you. Get down the ground. We saw you trying to bootleg Underdog. Get him.
Oh yeah, I remember that too.
Let's talk about our favorite quotes then. Donnie, you go first. What are your favorite quotes?
Oh man, favorite quotes?
Or just quotes in general. Don't want to be funny or favorite. They just ones that stood out to you.
Oh, just one that stood out to me. Okay. Maybe the one where Sam, right? That's the main character. Where Sam is chasing after Bumblebee and he calls the police and he's like, I need everyone out here. Bro thinks
I need the whole squad.
I need the squad. I need everybody. Send them.
That's the
no, don't tell me to calm down. My dad's the head of neighborhood watch.
It's wild.
That scene was one of the funniest things in the whole franchise. I gotta be honest, because the whole time of him getting chased out on the bike by Bumblebee, he's getting a lot of distance out of that bike. I know Bumblebee might be slowing down when he's trying to catch up to him, but still, he's going really far on bike. On his let me see.
Yeah, he
what do you mean by really far? Do you mean really fast or what?
Yeah, fast and far. This shot right here, this shit kills me. He's riding on the sidewalk and Bumblebee's just right behind him. It's so stupid.
Wait, what does this remind me of? It reminds me of this one movie, this old, I think 80s movie or 70s, I'm not sure. Or maybe it's 90s. I can't remember what era it was from, but it was this guy that he fixed up this old car and it turns out that it's possessed, it's demonic or something like that.
Christine,
yes, Christine. It reminds me of that.
Yeah. I might use that picture for something related to this episode. I need it.
The nostalgia comes to get you after 10 years of watching this movie.
When you think they pull you out of the game and you come back in.
Oh man, I love that. Anyways, I get what you mean, but this is where I remember the fact that Bumblebee's just a guardian. He's not actually trying to hurt him or anything, and he's just following him, saying where are you going?
Yeah, no one's questioning the car with no driver in it, chasing out a kid on the sidewalk of the street.
Oh, that's true. But the way I think about it is that these cars are just going so fast by that you don't really pay attention to who's driving.
And they crash in. And when he falls down, he's falling right in front of Michaela. What are the chances? Right in front of a Burger King with all her friends. They're not even eating at Burger King. They're just chilling out in front of the Burger King.
I seen people do that back in the day. I remember when I used to be with some people and we would just be outside of a restaurant or just waiting outside because that's the only place to sit.
Or maybe
is this product placement? The Burger King?
That's why I sit in the group chat before all this happened. A Burger King ad that came out before this movie.
Right now at BK, there's more than meets the eye with Transformer toys. 8 different characters from the new movie, one per kids meal. Transformers have arrived. Only at BK.
Oh yeah.
Clearly, you didn't see the video.
No, I saw the video. I remember Optimus Prime ordering a Whopper. And then he says, "You need a driver." Oh, come on.
Yeah, that was for this movie. I guess we should talk about the product placement in this because
there's a lot of product placement.
Oh, we're just getting started with the Transformers product placement stuff, and
oh man,
yeah. Oh,
I laughed when the Mountain Dew vending machine turned into a Transformer.
Yes, the Mountain Dew robot.
And the Xbox transformer that actually made the Xbox sound effect as it transformed.
I heard that too. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And also the Nokia robot that turns into the Nokia phone that turns into a robot.
Oh yeah, and then what's the actor's name again? The one who plays the government agent?
John Turturro.
I think so. And he says that you got to respect the Japanese. Then the analyst girl, she says, "Wait, Nokia was made by Finland."
I read that they were gonna have an iPod there, but Steve Jobs said no.
Wait, was Steve Jobs alive when this came out?
Yeah, 2007.
Oh, when did he die? By the way, I forgot when he died.
I think 2009.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and also, okay, we're looking at a scene where Bumblebee is being chased, where Sam just got hit by a barricade, the car. And this brings up a question I always had. So the Decepticons can manifest humans for the cars?
It's a hologram.
Holograms. But Autobots can't?
Yeah.
Wait, they can. Because in the second movie, RC has people driving her.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't think it's that they can't. They just don't have a reason to.
Yeah. Because remember, like the Decepticons, they're not interested in hiding. They're very much about like aggressive in their pursuit of Sam. So when they're actually out and they're trying to get information, they actually do send out holograms to look inconspicuous. But you notice that Barricade's the only one that's actually going around gathering information, along with a smaller one that turns into a boombox. Whereas the other ones, they just are in military bases chilling until they actually get the order to move out.
Yeah, that's got me wondering because I'm like, where's Megatron throughout all of this? Do I just see him? Is he in the movie and just can't tell because they all look the same besides like small details in him?
Oh yeah, that's explained. That Megatron is actually still frozen inside a military base. That's why the Decepticons haven't moved because they're still trying to find him.
Yeah, I realized that later, but I'm like, that's a long time until we find out where Megatron is. Because even wait, what?
It was the concrete. Remember, they have like such and such meters of concrete, so it stops. So the concrete stops the aliens from detecting them. That was the explanation. They used concrete.
Oh yeah, the Hoover Dam. And I do think that this is interesting. I remember Neil deGrasse Tyson, I believe, he said that it was interesting how they played the Transformers into the actual timeline, saying like when they came to Earth, that's when we started making these huge advancements in technology, like with the internet and new versions of technology that came out because of the fact that we studied the Transformers biology.
Okay, I like that too.
It was really interesting to see that. And I know that kind of trope where aliens come to Earth, we study their technology and we make huge advancements. And that trope has been kind of played in a few other alien movies, but it's really interesting to see it here.
A lot of the things that they do in this movie make more sense. Like why can they get transformed to so the Autobots can transform into cars, but the Decepticons can turn into boom boxes and later on like more like remote control cars.
Yeah, it's like commercial stuff and military stuff.
But Decepticons, we already established that they could turn to military stuff, but then later the Decepticons could turn to boomboxes and RC cars.
Yeah, because they got that tech from Megatron. They were studying Megatron for that too.
Well, no, it's not that they couldn't. It's just that that's how they choose to. I remember the smaller because Transformers don't really have a defined size. You can see like how some of the Transformers, like Ironhide, is smaller than Optimus Prime. How Bumblebee is kind of smaller or even the same size as Barricade. They all have different shapes and sizes because each of them is unique to their specific roles in their society. And also, they also have smaller versions of themselves, like this small one who chases Michaela and Sam while Bumblebee and Barricade are fighting. It's due to their size, basically, and what they can transform into, and also what they're capable of transforming into. Bumblebee can transform into different cars, as we see him like change his
only Chevys
form every now and again. True, as we see him change his form every now and again. But it depends on what it is they're able to scan because their DNA allows them to actually transform, but it's only specifically what they can transform into based on their size.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So
actually, I remember in an animated TV show, I forgot where it was but on Transformers Prime, I think. And then it showed that Transformers can only transform because of a certain organ that they have. Like, you know how in I'm not sure if we talk about the Transformers 1 though, but
you could talk. I think, yeah, sure. If you don't have to go into spoilers, you can go ahead.
Okay, I just want to mention the one thing about that one that in that one, in the trailer that we see for Transformers One Day, we see they can't transform them until they're given this power by another Transformer. But in the show I saw in Transformers Prime, it's actually revealed to be an organ that is very specific to the Transformers that cannot be replicated in any way because it's to them it's very organic. It's like trying to replace a heart or some kind of vital organ that allows them to do certain things. It cannot be replicated. It's very specific to the organism, and it cannot. And as I said before, it cannot be replicated. So it's impossible to make another one to give to a different Transformer to allow them to transform into a certain vehicle.
Okay, if I was going off the movie logic, I would think Transformium, but they made that up for the fourth movie for the things that they can make outside of the Transformers, like the beats.
Oh yeah,
or a gun.
They designed that. That's just not actually a thing. They just made that up because from the metal that they smelted from other Transformers and what they did find out about their genomes and their DNA. So that is actually only like canon in this universe, where the people actually studying the Transformers were actually able to use the same technology that the Transformers used to transform to try and make little nanobots to transform into different objects that they can use.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing we should probably segue into the effects for this movie, since it sucks out every movie after the first one has them transforming like faster and faster to the point where you can't even tell what's going on. Because it's clearly obvious they can transform as fast as they want to, even in the first movie, but they take their time to let everyone in the audience get ready for it. Here it comes. It's Optimus!
Yeah. I think they did that mostly because of the runtime, because as the movies go on, they do try to pack more and more stuff into the movie, so they don't really have a lot of time for like the transformation, and they should just like hurry up with the runtime of the movie.
I guess so. The scene where let's go back a little bit to the scene where Michaela goes into Sam's car for the first time, because there's stuff there I want to bring up.
What?
That whole scene got on my nerves. Because
why? Because you can see yourself doing that?
No. What the no?
That's crazy.
I was gonna say that he has no game. He is hard to watch and hard to listen. He makes it harder for everyone else to understand what's going on because he just won't stop. Like, Mordecai has more game than him.
I seriously doubt that.
Yeah. Yes, I'll say it. I'll go on record.
Take.
Yes.
That's a hot take.
How many times did Mordecai accidentally slip up by doing a lot of sex jokes? I could ride you home.
Actually,
you can sit on my lap.
Mordecai did actually mess up a lot. Even when his first kiss, he actually went back in time to actually make sure.
But that's because of bad breath.
Yeah, that's the thing.
No person can slip up by doing like 5 sex jokes every single second.
Okay, but Mordecai, like almost like he reversed global warming with the kiss fumble. He killed Rigby that one time in that dimension with the microwave.
Oh shit, that's right.
Like Mordecai is out here defying the laws of physics with his fumbles. It's kind of crazy.
But Sam kicked out his best friend out of the car so he can go take Michaela home.
I mean, they're still on good terms because you can see him calling him later. Then he's like, it's no big deal.
I wouldn't say he's on good terms. He's not in the sequel.
Well, that's true. That's because he's. And it's technically true, but I think that's just because they live in different places now. Because isn't he like out in college already?
Dude, wouldn't he be in college too?
Well, yeah.
I don't know. He seems like a bit of a junkie.
True,
but this is a movie. They don't need to go by the rules of like, oh, I went to this college and that's this college. They can go by that. They don't need to go by that rule. If they like the actor, they'll bring him back.
But is there a reason to bring him back? Because he has nothing to do with the movie.
Well, in every movie, there's someone there with him. In the second one, there's another guy, his college dorm mate.
Yeah, but they're not. Yeah, but they just met.
Dude.
Sure. So listen, I was wondering if I could ride you home. I mean,
why are you playing this? Why are you playing the scene?
Because you guys are misguided because you can't tell. This is Mordecai will be like, dude, you need to chill. I'm not comparing it. I'm just saying that Sam, he's not like Mordecai. Mordecai. God.
Not that you're defending Mordecai right now.
I'm not. Just because I'm siding with one person doesn't mean I'm defending him.
That's defending.
No.
And seriously, turn off the volume.
Turn it off.
I cannot hear what you're saying.
He doesn't do this. He doesn't just gawk at Mark. Wait, no, I take it back.
He does gawk at Mark. Do you forget the bike scene with the trees?
Oh yeah.
That was a good 30 seconds of animation for that God scene. That was crazy.
Oh gosh.
Well, even with this one, he doesn't say you can handle my gears. I prefer women to handle my gears. That's what Sam says that.
My dad, he was a.
Okay, seriously, why are you playing the scene again?
I'm proving it to you.
Taught me.
No, I'm saying that we understand it. We're just saying that we just don't get why you're making such a big deal out of this right now because you're the only one that was talking about it. You're the one who brought it up.
Yeah, no, I'm cool with females working on my engine. I prefer it actually.
Jance, what are you trying to prove? You already said you're correct with that.
Oh, okay. Well, the fact is that he just is not. It just hurt more to watch him than it did Mordecai. Because at least with Mordecai, they had Rigby there to call him out on it. No one's calling him out on this.
Well, no, because he's alone.
Exactly.
That's fair.
Yeah, because I could take Mordecai more because someone's calling out on him except himself. Because all Sam does is every time he makes it read you're more.
Doesn't
than
Rigby
guy.
try to hook him up with Market by constantly yelling friend zone at Lover's Peak? But he's constantly yelling friend zone at Lover's Peak
because he wants you to actually do something. Come on, go! You've been bullshit this whole time. Get what the goal that you want instead of just trying to. I shouldn't yet. No.
I mean, dude, in that same cartoon, everyone in the park, his coworkers are saying that they're gonna Mordecai it. He's gonna Mordecai it. They call it by his name because of how often he screws up and just fumbles.
Yes, that's friends egging each other on to help them get better because they know that they need to do something. Because if they do nothing, they're gonna stay miserable.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, no one does that for Sam. All Sam's friend is doing is climbing a tree and getting out of the car.
And Bumblebee is being wingman. I guess I think his point is that with Mordecai, at least he has other characters to call him out, which makes him more tolerable. While here Sam is just fumbling. Yeah, and
Bumblebee's
and doesn't
helping
have
him.
that other character to even it out.
Yeah, all Bumblebee is doing is saying, "Hey, have sex on my car. Have sex in me." That's all he's saying. That's all he's saying.
Bumblebee's a little weird in this movie.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. He's out here egging on teenagers and pissing on people. What's his deal?
Yeah,
I see. Actually, I think that's more has to do with the fact that Bumblebee, in terms of Transformers years, he's actually very young.
That's fair.
You wouldn't tell by the voice he has it in the movie.
Well, that's true, but that's what I'm saying.
I wish you stayed with the boy.
In Transformers years, he is relatively young because he's much younger than any of the other Autobots.
Is there a year? Is there a name for Transformer years? Trans years?
Not really.
No, that's not gonna work.
Those are cycles.
Yeah, that sounds a lot better than what I said.
You probably got mega years since they got mega miles in the
show. But yeah, okay, flashback time. Back in our Deadpool review, Donnie, we actually had a whole argument about how at the end of the movie, it's creepy how Bumblebee wanted them to have sex on his lid.
The hood.
Yes, on the hood.
Okay, side note. Why the hell did they end that movie with Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox making out on top of Bumblebee?
It was supposed to be a good shot, but the fact is that you don't really think about it all that much. Besides, Transformers don't. I don't want to get into anatomy with Transformers.
That's disgusting though, because Bumblebee, he does have a personality, so him having a personality while on top of them is kind of disgusting. It's like having sex on top of a robot.
He is a robot.
Yeah, see what I mean? He could put on music out of nowhere. So you just, while you're having sex with Megan Fox, thinking, oh my god, this robot is playing music to help me get laid.
Well, yeah, he's been doing that when they first met.
Exactly.
He was doing that. Yeah.
So robot cuck. What?
No, he's a wingman.
Yeah, sure, that too. Yeah, well, wingmans leave the room when they're having sex.
Well, true, but it's not like he can go somewhere else.
Yeah, he could eat the fucking car!
Well, yeah, and leave them like that.
Let's leave and tell Bumblebee come back around 20 minutes or so. Or just go into a room.
Uh-huh.
Are you really against me with this, Sergio?
Well, yeah, because he's a car.
Yeah. You tell a car to leave. You can tell a car to leave, Sergio.
But he's not a human.
He listens.
Yes, but Transformers don't mate. They don't get that.
So
it wouldn't bother him.
It might bother Shia LaBeouf though.
But it doesn't.
That doesn't freak you out a little bit?
No. It's like having a dog in the room.
Do you want a dog watching you while you're having sex?
No.
Exactly.
I'm saying that it's just the same kind of presence. They're there, but they'll leave.
What if they don't?
But that's the thing. They don't outright go at it. They just make out. That's it.
Well, it cut away.
Yeah. What they didn't even do it right there while all the Transformers are around them?
Oh, they're already fine with one Transformer around them. What's wrong with multiple?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. They don't do it in front of them.
We don't know. It ended before they. Cause
Chance, you're saying that you think they would not be comfortable with that, and I'm saying like, well, they probably didn't do it. They probably just made out. And now you're saying that you think that they actually did it in front of all those machines, and you're saying that they're okay with that. Well, you're just trying to argue that they probably weren't, and it's weird.
Well, if they're gonna have them there, might as well stay there. I don't know. Why are we even talking about this anymore? I feel like we went on a huge side tangent right now for something that doesn't even matter to the movie.
Yes, because you just talked about that.
Oh my god! I don't even know.
Why did you even bring it up?
Because we're talking about watching sex. I think I don't remember.
What is it with you and just talking about sex?
What's wrong with you and not talking about sex? It's everywhere.
I'm like, that's weird. And also it's weird that there's a bunch of Transformers next to them when they do it.
I mean, they're not really having sex, they're just making out.
Because it's PG-13.
Well, yeah, but they're just making out.
But it's still on a living thing. People turn pictures of their families and loved ones around when they're making out with someone. But with this one, they literally are okay with having sex on a living alien being.
Yeah, it's weird. His extras are just kind of awkward. Like, what was the medical one? Which one's the one that does all the repairs? Like, his first line in the movie is like, "Oh, you wanna get with this lady, don't you?" Like, that was his first line. Like,
I smell relations.
What? You mean Ratchet?
Yeah, he was like sniffing his pheromones or something. That's some weird shit. Like, that was a writing decision.
Yeah,
for
that was creepy that he could smell. Is it weird that Transformers can smell?
I'm not sure if it's so much they can smell, as much as they have sensors that can tell the pheromone levels of certain animals that they release.
The boy's pheromone level suggests he wants to mate with the female.
Yeah, you get it right. It is pheromones, but it's just still very awkward and weird. I don't like it.
Yeah, you can clearly see that on the actors' faces as they do that.
Yeah. Also, did anyone remember? Like, is anyone's favorite part the scene with the government side plot?
I did like that scene, yeah.
I like the scene, but is anyone's favorite subplot in Transformers the government?
Actually, I did kind of like that because they actually brought together why it is the government is getting involved instead of just having them come in halfway through the movie and have them show like this very secret organization that deals with aliens. I felt like it was much more smoother.
Oh.
All right, so before we've been going on a long time, so I just wanted to ask, like, what else do we want to talk about?
Well, do you guys have any other notes?
Not specifically.
I personally like this movie, but people bring up the fact that like it's very childish.
I mean, I think that was the point that it was kind of made to kind of appeal to kids.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I finally understand it now after this viewing, because like if you picture it from the point of view of Sam, like a high school nerd that is gawking over his Michaela, who I highly doubt she was like in high school at the time she was filming this, even though because of how many times the other guy, the Sector 7 guy, is kept saying how she's very like cute. He gave her a look a lot, like John Turturro's character.
Yeah, that's what I meant by like when I said that he acted over, like he overacted in the character, because that whole scene just made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, but like in this showing, I'm like, we had noticed that they got rid of the Bumblebee because it looks cool. We need a Chevy Camaro. Like, I bet that's teenagers from point of view, and also they have a bunch of I don't know. It ends with Linkin Park too.
Yeah,
it doesn't fit at all either, in my opinion. It just felt weird, like the way it ends. I would have thought like some orchestral music or something like that, or something cool, unlike this angsty teen music.
I think that was just because it was popular during the time, and they were trying to really sell this movie.
What I heard is that Linkin Park actually heard that they're making a Transformers movie, and Megan Fox went to one of their concerts, and while they were making a movie, they said, "Hey, you should tell Michael Bay to put one of our songs in the movie." I think that's how it went down.
I think so. The way I see it is that Michael Bay, he's a really cool guy. He likes to put a lot of this kind of vibe into his movies, where like even the boring parts, like the really slow paced ones, like this, like the interrogation room one, they're really played very fast paced and very comedic. Even the ones where they're like spewing a bunch of information when they meet the Secretary of Defense, a lot of cool stuff happens on screen. He likes to keep that kind of momentum into his movies.
Yeah, speaking of momentum, there's another shot I noticed in this movie. It was when they go to the library, I think. Anthony Anderson and the other girl go to the library.
Archives.
The archives. And there's a shot in there that looks a lot like Bad Boys 2. Did you guys notice it? It was a scene.
I'm not sure. Which one are you talking about?
The scene where Will Smith and Martin Lawrence raided the house, going in circles.
Oh yeah.
I feel like they did that exact same shot in this one. I think right here.
You think that could be a reference to it instead?
Probably a reference, but I know.
Maybe that's just like how Michael Bay likes to shoot his shots, his shootouts.
I think so. It's definitely a Michael Bay thing.
I definitely seen Michael Bay doing this a lot in his kind of movies where he has like these kinds of shootouts. So the way I see it is just like how Michael Bay does it.
Yeah. What else is there?
Also, I'm gonna mention like when I was watching this scene and I just see like the agent guy, like he's just pushing a cart with a flamethrower. I'm like, well, that's so unnecessary because of the short range of the flamethrower. I'm like, why is he pushing a cart with a flamethrower on top?
Is he gonna burn a robot?
To be honest, I do like it. It's cool, but it's just a scene of him pushing the cart with a flamethrower on top. So I just think that's funny.
Yeah, now that's what I wanted to talk about. I forgot. So the reason why they made Transformers to begin with was because they were gonna make G.I. Joe, but then I believe it was is
that why the soldiers are in here? That they were supposed to be part of the G.I. Joe franchise?
I don't think so. I think that was the reason they did it later, but I think that was just part of this movie. But they stopped because I believe it was when the government invaded Afghanistan, I believe.
Oh yeah, during this time, like the military was still in Afghanistan. It didn't come out until like Barack Obama came into office in 2014, I believe.
Yeah, that's why they said, yeah, we can't do G.I. Joe right now. People are hot.
To be honest, that actually makes me understand like this kind of point of view, this kind of like understanding like how these things kind of came into this. It actually, you know what? I lost my train of thought, but I thought it was really interesting because when I was watching this movie, I remember, oh yeah, that's right. During this time period, we were actually in Afghanistan.
Yeah, and even to keep the film realistic under the budget, the U.S. Department of Defense provided their support towards the film, like to help.
Yeah, that's why they said like they had experimental explosives. Like that's why they believed it, because they actually were being supported by the government.
Probably. This is their biggest production since Black Hawk Down.
Mm.
And they provided the alternate modes for Starscream and Bone Crusher.
Mm.
Also, side note, Starscream, I don't like his design at all in this movie or just in this franchise.
Why?
Because he's so wide.
I think it's just because, like, as you said before, they tried to make their designs realistic to ask their transformations and the fact that they're aliens. So I just thought that it was just like a folded up fighter jet. So that's how I just saw it always.
Yeah, but in the cartoon, it looks different. I mean, obviously it looks different. That sounds stupid. But you know what I mean, right? This looks...
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand why so many people had problems with the designs because they look nothing like the cartoons. And I get that, but that's the thing. They're supposed to look different because they're supposed to be more realistic, as we stated before.
I like his voice, sort of, in the sequel. Honestly, in the sequel, Revenge of the Fallen, we're gonna get to it later, but I just want to say that him in the second movie acts more like Starscream does in the cartoon. Like, there's a point in that movie where Megatron comes back from under the ocean, and he goes straight to Cybertron, and he's like, Starscream, where are you? He's like, hey, Megatron, how are you? I've been taking care of Cybertron while you were gone. It's like, you left me on that stupid planet for this whole time. Yeah, but someone need to take care of Cybertron. But yeah, if you just look at him, it looks so weird. He's so wide.
Yeah, but I think that's the point. As you see with most of the other Decepticons, that they all look weird and angular or like wide or like weird like that. And I get what you mean, but the fact is that, but as we stated before, they try to make this look more realistic. So right here, he looks like a folded up jet fighter. So it makes sense why he looks like that. Actually, it does look like they actually took some inspiration from the design, because you can see how he's folded with like the wide wings in the back. That's how he looks in the original cartoon, although his arms are not on the wings themselves.
Yeah. Look at this burly man.
Burly man, yet he gets folded almost every single movie.
Yeah,
those proportions are crazy.
Yeah, because in the cartoon, he always will treat it like shit.
That's what I mean. They made him look so wide, and he looks intimidating like that, but yet he gets folded every single movie, and yet that's actually accurate to his character. He always gets folded.
Even in the newest movie, Transformers 1.
Well, actually in there, he actually showed guts, but he's like daring Megatron
not for long.
to kill him. Oh wait, no, we shouldn't talk about that. Not right now.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, so did we want to go to our ratings yet, or is there something else we should talk about?
Let's go to our ratings and trivia. It's actually just...
What trivia could we actually do?
There is no more trivia. Actually, I actually said them all as we were doing this episode.
That's what I don't really get whenever we do trivia in these episodes, because we already went over the trivia throughout the entire episode.
Oh, that's one more thing. So remember the human that Megatron flicked away at the end of the movie?
Oh yeah, I like that little thing.
That was Michael Bay.
Wow, Michael Bay does actually appear a lot in his movies.
Yeah, he's even in movies he's not even doing, like Bad Boys 4.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I think that's just more reference, like homage to the fact that he started the franchise.
And that has to be it, because why would just Michael Bay show up in a random movie?
Well, because it's fun to be in a movie.
Right. Okay. Never mind. It was a joke, but you have to explain, so it's not as funny. Okay.
It is a joke, but I just like seeing like people who aren't even related in the workings of the movie, like they just show up because it's just funny.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to our ratings. Donnie, since you're a guest, you get to go first.
How do you all measure like your scales? Is it like out of 10, smiley face?
Out of 5.
Out of 5?
Yes.
What's like your average? What's like the average? Like not bad, but not like exceptional.
3.5 or 3?
3. 3 would be like it's okay, like an average kind of thing.
I think I'd give it around a 3. It's like a burger movie.
A burger movie.
It's like
I
it's a burger movie.
That.
It's like it's not a lot of nutritional value, but it gets you full. It's like you're like a burger is always like a good choice at a restaurant. If you don't know what to pick, like you just put the movie on. It's entertaining.
It's a burger.
But you don't think too much about it once it's over.
It's a burgers and fries movie since how long it is.
Oh yeah. Maybe a drink, maybe a
shake
Coke on the side.
A definite shake from Burger King. It's a Burger King meal. Look at how I brought it back together.
We love product placement.
All right, Chance, what's yours?
Okay, I guess I'm the weird one out. I gave it 4 stars because all the things I said about this movie, I actually really do enjoy it. I do enjoy the visual effects. I love the humor. I love the weird humor. I love cringe humor, by the way. I love all types of humor. I love the sound mixing. I love the visual effects. I love the acting. It's all over the top and I love it. And it's also I love how long it is too, because I can literally have it on the background and not care what's going on and just still see the actual people fighting. I still use this movie as a reference to when I show people my sound system and my TV in my room. The first thing I showed them is the opening scene from Transformers, because it works with all my surround sound. Huh?
You actually didn't show that to me.
I didn't?
No.
Okay, come over to the house sometime soon and I'll show you.
All right then.
But yeah, it's just, flat out 4 stars. I still have really a lot of fun with this movie.
All right, so you're not the odd one out for that, because I also gave it 4 stars. Because rewatching this movie, I've just been so down with I've just been so out of touch with Transformers ever since like the last movie came out, because people have been saying all kinds of stuff about it, and I remember like the Transformers movies like just getting more and more like convoluted as the films went on. But going back to this original one and seeing it just be like a self-contained story with just like fights every now and again, it just made me realize why it is people love this franchise so much. So for me, I would give it a 4 out of 5. There are some things that I did not enjoy as much as other stuff, but overall, I would give it a 4 out of 5.
Wow. This is an anomaly franchise, and we're going to get into it later. It's only downhill from here.
The way I see it, it kind of came into the same conflict that most other franchises nowadays are coming in with. Whereas the DC universe, the Marvel universe, and even like some other universes are starting to like lose traction with their movies because people are just so tired of them now, or they're just not as good as the original ones that came out earlier, that they're trying to start and revitalize it by adding some new stuff into it.
Right, because we're now living at an age now where we have anime movies coming out of properties that should have already been animated.
True.
Like Spider-Man, Transformers, Ninja Turtles.
Some other ones, but Ninja Turtles. There's some other ones too, but I don't remember what they are.
I think that's it.
I think that's it. But those are huge franchises.
Yeah, let's let the comment section tell us. Guys, if you're still here after this long ass episode, tell us what do you think, or any other ideas of movies that came out that are animated adaptations of movies that are very popular live action. Anyway,
okay.
I think we called it an episode.
All right.
Thanks for coming by, Donnie. See you in the next one.
Thanks for having me. This was a lot of fun.
You ready for Transformers 2?
No.
Well, too bad. You're gonna eat it and you're gonna like it. You think there's a burger?
You want to call us off?
Oh yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming by, Donnie. I'm Chance.
I'm Sergio.
I'm Donnie.
And have a cinematic day. Hey everyone. Thanks for listening. And be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok at Brick Wall Cinema. Have a cinematic day.